Welcome to the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast. This is where Matt shares all his ideas on how to be happier, more successful, and enjoy life to the fullest. Please go to mattogradycoaching.com and theliving.gratitudebook.com to learn more and receive your free micro-coaching session with Matt.
Hello and welcome to the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast, mattogradycoaching.com. Well, this podcast I am talking about gratitude in relationships. And it's an interesting one. I know we've touched on it in lots of past episodes, but I don't think I've ever done an actual podcast specifically on this topic. So here it is. And it's really great because I've experienced this recently on a few different levels. So I'll talk a little bit about that, and also going to talk about the some of the cool aspects that I have noticed in reading and researching the subject. It seems that there's a woman, Sarah Alju, who did a lot of research on this and found how helpful gratitude in relationships is. And it's not just in, being grateful that somebody did something else for you. It's starting there, appreciating your partner. And this is the first step. Really taking the time to step back, think about your relationship, and appreciate the person in it. Now, a lot of this had to do with romantic partnership, marriage, relationships, but I found that it doesn't have to be that kind of relationship. I think gratitude in all relationships, in friendships and family, co-working relationships, all matter. And I try to say thank you to as many people I can every day. But I don't always remember to thank everyone for every single thing, and I don't remember to feel grateful for every single thing. But because I'm such a gratitude guy, wrote a book on it and all of that, it does tend to be on my mind on a regular basis, appreciating people and not just kind of on the outside and expressing it without authenticity, because I know how important the reality of vibration is, our moods, our emotions, the energy that we imbue, if you will, with everything that we say. And when you say thanks, you just drop a quick thing and there's no substance to what you're saying and you're not really feeling what you're saying. You may get the ego tick or the social check mark for saying the right thing in the moment. But truth be told, you're not really doing anything for yourself or for the other person. I mean, the social ego tick and check mark is really not going to do all that much for you in your life. So I highly recommend going a little deeper and just really pay attention when you write thank you in an email. Notice, are you really thankful? Or in a text, are you being emotionally authentic? Or are you just saying it because you think it's the right thing to do in that situation because your parents taught you to say thank you? And I think this is a really important aspect of living a life of thankfulness and appreciation, is the intention and the aim to really deepen your authenticity. Because even if you are actually really feeling grateful, really feeling appreciation, really appreciating whatever it is in your relationship with someone, I've found that no matter what, you can always go deeper. And not that you need to every day or every hour, but if you have a certain level of kind of depth in your appreciation that you're able to experience connected to your heart and your emotions, as you invest more time in being really aware of what you're feeling as you're feeling it, what tends to happen is we see how much deeper we could really go. Focus a little attention, ask a little more of ourselves, see if there's a way to open up this connection, because gratitude and appreciation isn't just this kind of nice thing. It's actually a almost like a superpower, and that's what they were talking about here. They were in this study, one of them on healthypsychtoday.com. The title is "How Gratitude Helps Us Build Better Relationships," and it talks about this woman, Sarah Algoy, and more about all the different ways that gratitude helps relationships. And one of them is it really helps maintain the foundation of the relationship. They found that people who express gratitude to one another and really feel grateful to one another have a much more secure long-term relationship. And that's a pretty cool thing. I mean, most of us who are in relationships, that's usually our goal, right? Is to be together, to stay together as long as we can, right? Until we decide we can't live together anymore, or when one of us dies or leaves, or something like that. Usually the goal is to be together, to build a life together, maybe with children, maybe with other family members, maybe with just your friends who are like your family. Family, I think, can have a lot of different definitions. So one of the things that they found was that it's almost as if when one person finds a way to be grateful, it creates momentum for their partner to now be more open to their appreciation. And I found this really beautiful, and it makes perfect sense, right? So we understand that this life is essentially a mirror, if you will. This life is a reflection mechanism based on what we're thinking and feeling. So if you are authentically thankful to your partner for something that about them, it doesn't mean that they had to specifically do something. You can just appreciate someone because of how they speak, or how they walk, or, of course, the nice things that they do for us, the generous things that they do for us. So that was another outcome of this study, was that as the people experienced more gratitude in their relationship with one another, they found that they were also even more willing to be more generous with whatever it is that they do, to help, to be kind, to be thoughtful, to do whatever else it is that the other person deems as valuable. And they notice that it helps them feel like they're heard more, and that their partner's actually really listening to them. So you see how this simple act of gratitude, thankfulness, appreciation opens up the door for so much more good in the relationship. First of all, in just keeping it strong and significant. Second, in expanding the ability of your partner to be able to now do thoughtful things for you. This kind of circulation of good feelings, of positive vibes, of, more things to appreciate in your life, more opportunities to appreciate your partner, appreciate anyone that you're in relationship with. So hopefully now you can see that whether it's family, friends, or your work relationships, or even strangers on the street. I was just shopping this evening, food shopping, and as I put my pieces through, and the cashier was moving them from the little turnstile there to where my bag was, I was putting them right in the bag. He's like, thanks for bagging. I'm like, no problem. I'm happy to help. Takes a village. And he just laughed and smiled, and we had a good thing. Like, you can just see how just this small moment with a stranger was better because he sparked it. He's the one who thanked me first. And that made me immediately want to respond in kind. I mean, it was like just drawing it out of me. It pulls goodness from others when we're authentically grateful. When we authentically appreciate someone, when we're aware enough to stop, get present, wake up in the present moment, and really allow either our kindness with a stranger or thoughtfulness with someone we care about, someone we work with, friends, family, partners. And then when we go this next level of just really intending and putting effort into being kind to someone because we appreciate them and we're in that kind of zone where we really want to give, that generosity that the study found. It's the term they used. Being generous of our spirit, of our mind, of our actions, our words, expressing our gratitude is a really important aspect of this, because really important to feel it, right? Because that's the vibrations coming out from us, going out into the world. Everybody that we interact with is on some subconscious or kind of sensitive, energetic level is experiencing what we're feeling. And we're experiencing what they're feeling. So when you have two grateful partners working together, I mean, there's going to be a lot of really good feelings going back and forth. But think for a moment. Think about someone you really appreciate and who really appreciates you. And then they actually say it. And they don't just, say, hey, thanks. They say, I really appreciate what you did for me the other day. I was having a tough morning and you carrying all my stuff for me, or remembering my lunch, or bringing me a coffee. I mean, it doesn't have to be these big things. We can do simple, easy things for the people we care about. And we can change the whole relationship with just a few strokes of loving kindness, of generosity of spirit, of being authentically thankful. Really just taking a moment to appreciate all the people we have in our lives. Let's do it right now. You know me, I love an exercise. I like experiential learning, right? So pick someone. Who do you love the most? Who do you love the most? It's usually the easiest person to be grateful for, right? Let's pick them. Pick someone you love so much. Like, I'm going to pick my son. So easy. He's the example I'm going to give you. I am so grateful to him. We were just hanging out tonight, watching the same movie for like the 50th time, giggling like two little buddies. He's 7. I'm 48 recently. Thank you. It was my birthday last week. And it was awesome. I mean, I was so appreciating him in those moments. I was just looking at him laugh, and we were cuddled up on the couch, like arm in arm, just watching this silly Ben Stiller movie, Night at the Museum, Part 2, and just, he's laughing and laughing, and I'm laughing. Did you hear that? Larry said this, and going back and forth. And I was in a reverie for like 20 minutes. That specific time was like 8 or 10 minutes, but it just stuck with me for so long. I was just like on such a high of feeling good. We were appreciating our time together, really enjoying it. So who do you appreciate like that? Think of them now, if you aren't already. Think of experiences that you've had with one another. that you really are thankful for. Let your heart feel it. Isn't it amazing that we can imagine all these past experiences, all these beautiful, good things that we've had in our lives, and we can experience them again and again. And they are gifts that just keep on giving. There's so much I could talk about in this. I'm going to stop here, but really, I urge you to be grateful in your relationships and to aim to inspire others to be grateful with you in their relationship. Why don't you be the pioneer? Why don't you be the person who reaches out, is authentically grateful and appreciative, and then why don't you attempt expressing your gratitude towards someone you really love, really care about, and really appreciate? I guarantee you it will lead to good things. Enjoy. I love you, and I'm so grateful to you. Closing in on 600,000 downloads. Woohoo! Thank you guys.